Wildlife photography is one of the most lucrative fields for the photographer to give their best shots to increase their portfolios. It's equally difficult and exciting. Exciting in a sense that you can take the shots of the animals that are mostly birds with a range of color, their pattern of lifestyles, and many more. Challenging in a sense that they are movable and can move at a fast rate, whereas to capture these incredible moments, you need not just skill and patience, but also the right gear. Among all the tools that you require, from setting the cameras to the right positioning to capture the photo you desire at your disposal, the lens you choose can have a big impact on your shots. Fast aperture lenses often get a lot of love from photographers because they promise to deliver beautiful images, especially in tricky lighting situations. Also, when you want only a particular animal to be in the frame without getting the image faded due to the background, this might be a must-have option for the photographer. But what does it mean you really need a fast lens for wildlife photography like many? Maybe yes or maybe no. In this video, we'll discuss fast aperture lenses and see if they are truly essential for wildlife photography. When photographers talk about fast lenses, they aren't referring to how quickly the camera focuses or snaps a picture. Instead, speed refers to how much light enters the camera when the shutter opens. This light is controlled by the aperture. The larger the aperture, the more light enters. A fast aperture is typically f2.8 or lower. The faster the aperture, the easier it becomes to shoot in low light conditions, and the more control you have over depth of field, which affects how blurry your background gets. That's why so many wildlife photographers love fast lenses, because they're really versatile, but there's more than that. If you're deep in the woods at sunset, trying to capture a stunning image of a bird perched in a tree, the light is fading fast and scarce. Using a lens with a smaller aperture, like f5.6, can make it tough for your camera to grab enough light. You might think about boosting the ISO to brighten things up, but that often makes your photos look grainy. That's where a lens with a bigger aperture really helps out. It lets more light into the camera, so you can keep the ISO low and still get clear, sharp images even when the lighting isn't great. Whether you're snapping pics in a shady forest or during those twilight hours, having that extra light can make your photos look so much better. One of the big reasons people love fast lenses is that they can give you that nice shallow depth of field. Basically, it keeps your subject super sharp while the background fades into a smooth, blurry effect known as bokeh. This helps isolate your subject from distracting elements like branches or tall grass, making your photo more visually pleasing. Wildlife photographers love this effect because it really makes the animals stand out while the background fades away. Slower lenses can blur the background a little, but they don't quite match what you get with a lens like an f2.8 or faster. That said, too much blur can make parts of the animal go out of focus, so just because you have a fast lens doesn't mean you should always shoot it wide open. In wildlife photography, subjects move quickly. Birds in flight, a deer leaping through a meadow, or a fox darting through the underbrush. Autofocus performance can make or break your shot in these situations. Fast aperture lenses often provide better autofocus reliability, especially in low light. With an f2.8 lens, your camera's focusing system receives more light, allowing it to lock onto your subject more easily. This is particularly helpful when photographing animals at dawn or dusk when lighting conditions are far from ideal. Slower lenses like f5.6 or f6.3 can struggle to focus in these scenarios, leading to missed shots or blurry images. However, some slower lenses with modern focusing motors can still perform decently in bright conditions, but that's not the regular case at all. While fast lenses offer many advantages, they aren't without their downsides. Fast aperture lenses, particularly long telephoto ones, tend to be heavier and bulkier. Carrying a 300mm f2.8 lens through rugged terrain for hours can take a toll on your back. On the other hand, a 500mm f5.6 lens will be significantly lighter and more manageable, making it a good option for photographers who value mobility. There's also the cost to consider. Fast glass doesn't come cheap. An f2.8 lens can easily set you back thousands of dollars, while slower lenses are often more budget-friendly. So before jumping to the conclusion that you need the fastest lens on the market, think about your priorities. Do you need extreme low-light performance, or do you value portability and affordability? In many cases, a fast aperture lens may not be necessary at all. If you're shooting wildlife in bright daylight or in open areas where lighting is more than adequate, a slower lens can still deliver fantastic results. In fact, many wildlife photographers deliberately stop down to smaller apertures like f5.6 or f8 to ensure their entire subject is in focus, especially when photographing larger animals. So if you're not regularly shooting in low light or heavily shaded environments, a slower aperture lens can still perform well, and you'll avoid the extra weight and cost of faster glass. Another factor to keep in mind is how well a lens works with teleconverters. Teleconverters extend the reach of your lens, which lets you capture distant subjects with ease. However, they also reduce the amount of light hitting the sensor, effectively slowing down your lens. For example, using a 1.4x teleconverter on an f4 lens changes the maximum aperture to f5.6. Fast aperture lenses pair better with teleconverters since they maintain better autofocus performance and image quality. If you plan to use teleconverters often, a fast lens may be worth the investment. So, do you need a fast aperture lens for wildlife photography? The answer depends on your shooting style, environment, and budget. Fast lenses offer excellent low-light performance, beautiful background blur, and reliable autofocus, but they come with trade-offs in weight, size, and price. For many wildlife photographers, a compromise between aperture and practicality, like an f4 or f5.6 lens, might be the better choice. In the end, it's about finding the right balance for your needs. If you often shoot in difficult lighting or want more creative control over your depth of field, a fast aperture lens can make a big difference. But if portability and cost are bigger concerns, don't worry. There are plenty of slower lenses out there that can still capture stunning wildlife images. Photography is all about making the most of the tools you have. Whether you choose a fast or slower aperture lens, what matters most is how you use it to capture the incredible world of wildlife around you. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more photography tips and insights. Share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
Alright, we just saw some cool gadgets that are now quite popular, but that wasn't always the case. A lot of marketing had to be done for them to garner such a fan base. So if you are a business owner and want to increase your sales and drive more traffic to your sites, you should check out today's sponsor, TikTok for Business. It is a global platform designed to help brands like yours become creative storytellers and meaningfully engage with millions of TikTok users. Whether you're looking to attract customers, drive sales, or boost conversions, TikTok's unique ad solutions can get you there. From small businesses to large agencies, TikTok for Business has the tools to help you grow. With TikTok for Business, you can launch your first campaign in just 3 easy steps. First, answer a few questions, and TikTok will create a personalized marketing plan just for you. Then, craft your content using an easy-to-use template or upload existing creative. Finally, run your campaign and watch your business reach new heights with the most engaged audience online. So why are you waiting? Find the link in the description box and launch your first TikTok campaign today.